faster, quicker, better. And priority. You need to prioritize your solution. So if you look at your company, they need high availability now. We need to get to that. Well, they don't need high availability now, but they need rapid server provisioning. We need to find a solution that fits the project initiatives. Don't go for the big umbrella. Go for, there's a specific need for our company. This is where that can fit in and make us a better company. Oops. Okay, projects with tangible benefits will win. So you've seen the faces, you understand the realities of your business and how to take server virtualization. How can I help this transform my IT department? Okay, now how do I move forward with the project? You need projects that leverage your existing investment. You want to leverage your existing hardware. I don't want to need to buy new servers. I don't need a bigger physical footprint. I don't need more data centers. I don't need more networks. But how can I get max performance, max speed out of the current environment that I have today? So I can go to my boss and say, here's a recognized savings. No net new stuff is coming to my environment. So you can calculate the cost savings. The ROI for server virtualization is very easy. It's very specific. It's very rapid. It's very tangible. There's not a lot of soft cost built into it. The vendors actually have a lot of tools you can turn on, take like a week to run. They can monitor all this stuff, determine power, cooling, utilization, and give you a metric. Just a ballpark figure. We can take you from 100 physical down to 10 physical. Here's the cost savings associated with that. So you want to have those pieces with you as you go up the food chain. Not only can we leverage our existing investment, but here's the cost savings that's going to go with us down the road. Demonstrate quick payback. If we buy it, how long can we see those cost savings? How quickly can we see the savings on power? How quickly can we see the savings on cooling? How quickly can we see the benefits of, we set up a DR site and there was no capital expenditure cost because we had 95 extra servers due to server consolidation. Have to demonstrate those features, not just an ROI, but how quickly can we do it? An ROI that's 3 years out with the current economy may not be beneficial. I need to find something I can tangibly see today, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 1 month. And again, align with the strategic initiatives. Align with your business. I need to find a solution that fits your need. And that's the key thing about server virtualization. It gives you so many more options that you can align with projects. IT in the past, we had to be very static, very rigid, because we had to support this environment that wasn't very flexible. Server virtualization makes it very flexible, makes it fast, makes it easy for you to change things. We only calculated for one SQL server. They're now requesting 10. How fast can I do that? If someone asks you in a meeting, I need 10 new SQL servers, how fast can you get it to me? You could do that before the meeting was over. It's that quick, it's that easy, it's that powerful. So it gives you the benefit to align very quickly, with the demands. President wants this today, he wants that tomorrow. And again, these are the 4 key points we want everybody to remember. Server virtualization reduces your costs across the board. It's going to increase your IT flexibility. I was an IT guy. The more options I had, the faster I could move, the quicker I was, the more benefits I was to the company. Guarantee performance. My servers are only using 20%. I can now get all my servers up to 100%. And even if a server fails, yes, we still may page an IT guy, but I know the application has already failed over. It's been set up. It was easy to set up. Didn't require special certifications and some super peak in the data center. It was online, ready to go, even at 3 a.m. in the morning. And reduce the downtime. Again, what I just tied into, as well as you don't have to have the scheduled maintenance window of we need to take everything down to patch everything, test everything, reset up everything, whatever the cases may be. So again, reduce costs, increase your flexibility, make you a faster IT organization, greater performance, max utilization, the best cost effect benefit of performance to your physical server capital expenditure cost, and reduce downtime. Valerie, I believe that's open up. Check QA.
Yes. Well, John, we've got a couple questions. If anybody else has a question, please feel free to write it in on your box in GoToWebinar. We will start with a question from Matt. He wants to know what vendors do we typically use for server virtualization?
The vendors we use, the 3 big players out there are Microsoft, Citrix, and VMware. So Microsoft has Hyper-V, They have two different components to Hyper-V. They have Hyper-V, which sits on top of Windows Server. That was the hosted solution I talked about earlier. They also have Hyper-V, which is in a bare metal. Sits right on top of the hardware. Best performance, best utilization. Citrix has Citrix Zen Server. Very fast, very flexible, very cheap environment. Easy to set up, easy to manage, and VMware has, if you've known VMware in the past, it's called ESX. They have now changed the name to vSphere. So those are the three key players with hypervisor solutions today that are been deployed, been set up in small enterprises to large enterprises.
Okay. And now I have a question from Tim who wants to know how many virtual machines can you typically run on one server?
It's going to vary on the sizing of the server. So there's various metrics or white papers that are out there from the various vendors, whether it be Microsoft or VMware or Citrix. So it's going to depend, how many do you have per box, how many processors, how much memory, how much NIC space do you have, and then the OS systems that sit on top of it. The good news is those use cases are easy to set up to determine how many boxes you can put on it. The white papers generally go with, if you have a general server doing general server duties, it's not a beefy SQL box that does number crunching 24 hours a day. They have the numbers of it's based on quad core system that. My contact information is on the next slide. If you want some of those PDFs, I can actually get those to you. We do have those. I tend to get away from a number because it could be 5, it could be 1,000. It does vary.
Okay. I have one last question here. Is there any downside to server virtualization?
No, that would be the quick answer. But this is where business are going. This is where IT is going. You can see it reduces my costs. This is the value to the company. There is the only downside is, to be blunt, if you're not doing it, I'm not sure if you'll be there in the long run. There's the benefits of what server virtualization and just the cost reduction alone, not even the speed of IT, just the cost reduction alone is a benefit to any company. If you can go to your president, your CEO, your boss, and say, I can reduce the IT budget by $1 million a year going forward, that's a huge win for everybody.
Okay. Well, thank you, John. I think that's all the questions we have. If anybody thinks of any others, please feel free to contact us. Contact John. His information should be up on the screen. I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to attend today. Don't forget, this is just the second in our 7-week series on virtualization. Next week, we will have Drew Rasmussen from Citrix here, and he will be speaking about desktop and application virtualization. If you haven't already, you can register for that webinar or any combination of the rest of the webinars in our series on our website at www.centrinetcorp.com. And we also have the recorded versions of each session available as we go along. And again, if you have any questions or would like additional information, send us an email or give us a call. Our number here is 678-373-0440. And thank you for coming. I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you.